Hi friends, I'm Walker and welcome back to All About Nails. Today we're going to be talking about a comparison of these beautiful deep red wine colors from Zoya. And this video is the first close-up group comparison in a series that I am doing this month that looks at polishes that are kind of between red and pink and purple. And so if you missed my first video that I posted back in November where I talked about how I grouped these polishes, then I will link it up above in the cards and down below in the description. So definitely check that one out because you'll see all the polishes that are being compared. And then over the course of the next month, I will be posting a video up close about each of the groups in depth to look at these comparisons. And then I will be finishing off this series by doing a my favorites from this whole group. So I'm looking at about 25 polishes and I will share with you which ones are my absolute favorites from all 25. But today we're just going to talk about these four gorgeous deep red, purple, winey colors from Zoya. I'm starting with this group because this is by far my favorite, so I'm really excited to do this comparison, and so let's dive into it. Alright, so up first I have Tara, which I have this mini bottle of. Tara is from the 2016 Urban Grunge collection, which was the fall collection, and it's described by Zoya as a purple plum with a balanced tone between red and purple, and I love this one. It's so stunning. Alright, and up next is Toni, and Toni is actually from the 2012 fall collection from Zoya, which was the Diva, Designer, and Gloss collection. And so this one's been in the collection for a while for Zoya. And Toni is described as a warm raisin wine cream with strong purple tones. Up next is Anja, and Anja is described as a rich, deep, vampy, red-toned purple with a glossy cream finish. And Anja is from the 2011 Smoke and Mirrors collection, which was the fall collection. So in this group, we actually have a pretty wide range of collections in years, which is pretty nice. And then last but not least in this group we have Rachael, and Rachael is from the fall 2018 Element collection, and this one is described as a full coverage mulberry cream. Alright, so here are these four polishes, and I have arranged them in no particular order here in front of us, but here are the four that we are talking about. And I do want to point out that in my Element comparison video, in which I talked about all the polishes in the Element collection and compared them to other polishes in Zoya's collection, I did talk a little bit more in depth about Anja and Rachael, so I'll link that up above. But just in case you didn't see that video, these two are super close. Rachael is like a touch more red and Anja is a touch more purple. So I'll show you up close here what I mean. I think you can see Rachael is a touch more red in the light and Anja's a touch more purple. I do really love this color, and so I'm happy to own both of them, but you may not feel like you need both of them. When I pull Toni in here, you can see two things. Number one, I think that Toni is a little bit more purple than both Rachael and Anja, but also I think you can see that Toni is a little bit less deep, just about a hair less deep than Anja and Rachael, so it's a little bit lighter, which I think is why a little bit more of that purple color kind of comes out, and so you can see it on the nail. Toni and Tara, in my mind, are similar in that they are just a hair less deep than Rachael and Anja, and so you can see a little bit more of that base color. They're a little bit further from black, and Toni is even a little bit more lighter than Tara. Tara has a little bit more red, it's a little bit deeper, a little bit more winey. Alright, and then just to pull in some other polishes for reference, I want to bring in Layton, which is also from the fall 2018 collection, from the Element collection, and Layton is much more purple. I think it really shows how much red is in all of these polishes, so I think that's a helpful comparison. And then I also wanted to bring in Margot. Margot is a pretty warm toned purple, so it's a purple that has a lot of red in it, but it really shows how deep and winey these four are. They're not just purple with a little bit of red, they really are that kind of rich, raisiny cream that is just so stunning. Veronica and Yvonne are in the other kind of red, purple category that I'll be comparing in this series. I just want to bring them in to show again how deep these shades are in the middle here, and also how much purple they have. So I think both Veronica and Yvonne are red with a lot of purple in it, but it's a very warm toned purple for them. So they're much lighter, much brighter, and these four that we're talking about today are so much deeper, so much I don't know, just more glamorous. I love these four. I do think that Anja and Rachael are so close that unless you have a really keen eye, it is hard to tell them apart. And if you wore Anja one day and then put Rachael on and wore it the next day, I think most people you interact with in the world would not be able to tell a difference. I do think Tara and Toni are slightly more different from one another than Anja and Rachael are from each other. So Toni is a little bit more red, Tara's a little bit more purple, and you can just see those differences a little bit more clearly because they're not quite as deep as Anja and Rachael. All right, let's talk about some favorites here. Rachael is definitely a favorite. Like I said, I like Anja just as much, but I think Rachael is a little bit more red, and so I like it a little bit more on my skin tone. And then we have Toni and Tara, and honestly, I like them both. They're different enough that I think I can justify having them both. Tara is a little bit more purple, whereas Toni is this really just beautiful raisin color, and so I really think you can justify having all three of these, and if you wanted to, you could justify having Anja too. I might be a little biased because I do love this color category, but I think these are my three favorites. As always, thank you so much for joining me for this video. I really appreciate your time today. I hope that you learned something. I hope it made you think about a polish in your collection in a new way. Maybe you're gonna pull something out and try it. Definitely stay tuned for the rest of this series. The rest of the color comparisons of each group will be up over the course of the next several weeks. And as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the rest of this series, and let me know down below in the comments what your favorite polish was. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!